On this week's UBC From Here, UBC welcomes its new president.
And so I think of UBCO as, it's like a play, it's unfolding, and it's unfolding through innovation.
Getting fit on campus.
There's 7 stations, right? Starts off with all your exercises, goes through basically your whole body, upper and lower, and then ends up on a yoga platform.
Practicing medicine in India.
Now that I've graduated and I work now as a casual nurse in the hospital, I definitely can reflect back to all the experiences that I had in India, and I would say that it has changed me for sure, and I appreciate everything that we have here.
And exploring the idea of taste when it comes to wine.
In the case of wine, it's the emphasis is on the tongue. All other products that I've looked at, it was on the eye.
Hi, and welcome to this week's UBC From Here. I'm Rosemary Jean Thompson. After being installed as the 13th president of UBC this past September, Professor Arvind Gupta continues to highlight his vision for the university's future.
UBC Okanagan welcomed its new president to campus with an informal gathering recently.
When I was thinking about the main takeaway from what I'm going to say today, and what you'll hear me say on every trip I make out to UBCO, is how vitally important this campus is to our university. And that's because of the contributions that the people on this campus make.
The campus community is clearly excited about the direction being set by President Gupta.
Having a new president on our campus brings a new sense of energy and focuses everybody's thoughts on the steps ahead.
His will be, a next generation vision, I think, and what he's going to come in and see is obviously a campus that has taken off really like a rocket.
I think our new president will be able to take us into new innovative ways to deliver education and to really create more coherence between our two campuses.
And so I think of UBCO as, it's like a play, it's unfolding, and it's unfolding through innovation. It's also because I see that the community wants to engage in the campus. This campus is building a really phenomenal research profile. We want to make sure that our students have access to the very latest discoveries and revelations. It's what gives them a unique window by coming here. And one thing I'm absolutely convinced about, UBC will be much stronger if we can take the strengths of these two campuses and bring them together. It's critical that we do that if we want to get UBC to the next level.
Campus Rec and Athletics is excited about one of their latest offerings, the UBCO Fitness Loop. The Fitness Loop opened in early September and provides the campus community another fitness alternative.
Outdoor exercise pods, they're an amenity that is actually common to a lot of parks, and cities will often put them up, or even in regional parks. This was funded through a Healthy Workplace Initiative program grant that we applied for last year, and so we're very thankful to them for providing us the funding. What this has been is a campus project where we've worked with a multitude of stakeholders on campus, including the Voice Research Team, the Trails Action Group, Health and Exercise Sciences, facilities, to create a free exercise opportunity for students, staff, and faculty on campus.
With my background, I'm a carpenter by trade, so it kind of went hand in hand with building what you see here. We went with cedar. Got a high resistance to mold, rot, and all that. The lifespan of it will last quite a while. Plus its look too, right? It's more natural, outdoorsy. Instead of just plastic or metal, they kind of wanted that earth feeling brought in. Well, there's 7 stations. It starts off with all your exercises. Goes through basically your whole body, upper and lower, and then ends up on a yoga platform where you can stretch out and finish up your exercise.
What's available to a student is they can use their full body movement in terms of just using their own self-weight, their own range of motion. As an athlete, I can see like using the agility ladder as well as the chin-ups, pull-ups, and some push-ups, maybe work on doing some strides up the hill climb there.
The idea came from actually a couple of different areas. In combination with the Voice 2012 Campus Health Assessment, we knew that students, staff, and faculty were looking for more opportunities to be physically active on campus. And so it was just kind of a matchmaking of these ideas that came together to come up with the idea for the outdoor exercise pods. This project was organized through the Trails Action Group, which is a group that I chair here on campus, and informed through the research that we do with Voice. It's part of a much broader project related to the trails and physical activity on campus. I think most people are pretty excited. It's the ability to do this exercise anytime.
Walk and Talk is all about keeping yourself fit and communicating with people.
So many people need this in their lives. I have friends that are in their late 80s, and I want to make it to their age and be as healthy as they are.
The kind of people who should participate in this program are seniors who are interested in learning more about health and healthy lifestyles, who are interested in meeting new friends and becoming more physically active.
The nursing program at UBC's Okanagan campus has formed many strong relationships with many healthcare institutions around the world. Many of those relationships have resulted in novel learning opportunities for UBC's students.
I had my first visit to India in 2009 and got hooked. It was a lovely visit with their teachers, their students, and the country itself. I just fell in love with the people and the potential that we could have with this partnership.
UBCO School of Nursing has had a partnership with the Royal Institute of Nursing in the Punjab in India since 2009. At first, the partnership was members of our faculty going to India twice a year to mentor their faculty in establishing a school of nursing. And now the partnership has turned into an exchange of students to do a clinical practicum there for 6 weeks.
Now that I've graduated and I work now as a casual nurse in the hospital, I definitely can reflect back to all the experiences that I had in India, and I would say that it has changed me for sure, and I appreciate everything that we have here way more, and the amount of supplies that the hospital has, and we're just so fortunate in healthcare here in Canada. It changed me for sure.
I believe that part of nursing is caring, and caring for not only ourselves, our patients, but our colleagues. And this is a partnership with nurses and teachers in other countries. And so we already had Ghana on board. Now this was an opportunity to expand and give our students an opportunity as well.
Cultural competency and community development is one of the critical parts of our nursing program. At first, we were coming at that just through cultural competency within our own culture here in Canada. We also teach a lot about global citizenship, and so we started experiencing opportunities to take our students outside of our own country to experience the cultural competency concepts.
Many of our students coming in are aware of this opportunity, and they choose our program because of this opportunity.
Most professional programs across the country have established or are in the process of establishing connections, especially with third world countries, but we really have done a great job with it.
I think this trip in relationship to my education just kind of allowed me to open up my worldviews. I just totally feel more holistic when I approach my patients now, because I can see where I learned in India just how fortunate we are. Even though people in India may not have as much as we have here, they're always so happy.
When the students travel internationally, they do have some expectations of what they're going to learn. They have a little bit of an idea, but I think one of the most important things that they do learn is they learn more about themselves. They learn how they can make a difference. What is their place in international health, or even growing as a global citizen?
When it comes to wine, taste is paramount. One UBC academic is working with Okanagan wineries to discover what taste means to them.
A casual wine drinker, through the process of learning how to taste, becomes a more discerning wine consumer. If we don't have consumers out there who can appreciate quality wine, then there's a disconnect. So what we do in conjunction with UBCO, student body, with the community at large, and with the 80,000 guests we receive, is to just show them how to get the optimal enjoyment out of a glass of wine. And then we're connected.
I guess since UBC has been around only for the last 7 years, and I've been 6 of those years here. Initially, I had not really thought of focusing on the wine industry, but it just makes perfect sense to focus because, that's sort of fits into my research frame.
Marketing professor Anna Majoy studies the impact of taste culture on the wine industry. She's working with local wineries to understand how they build wine knowledge amongst their clientele.
We try to be really accessible to people. We don't want people to think that wine drinking is a haughty-taughty experience. We brand ourselves as BC's friendliest little winery, and we want people to be able to come in, to ask questions, to learn, but also to appreciate and to recognize that the most important part of their decision making is their own palate, not what somebody else told them. It's their palate. That's what they should buy what they enjoy.
Today, most consumers have had wine. They know varietals. They know that they don't like sweeter wines, they like drier wines. And before we used to joke and say, oh, well, they'll say they like drier, but they really like sweeter. That has changed a bit. I believe now people are looking for a drier wine. I believe the consumer is becoming a much more knowledgeable consumer.
Professor Joy's area of expertise revolves around high-end fashion and art. She's extending that research into the study of wine marketing.
In the case of wine, the emphasis is on the tongue. All other products that I've looked at, it was on the eye. And people act as total beings, not just, eye-focused. One of the things that I found when I studied art, the experience of art in a museum, was that people were able to talk about all the 5 senses. So when it was not just looking at the art, but also how they could taste the art.
As Professor Joy is discovering, every winery has taken a different approach in appealing to wine drinkers.
I don't think that I actually try to develop a person's palate so much as try to listen to what their palate is telling them and to get them to celebrate their own palate, because everybody's palate is different. I do not expect anybody coming into our wine shop to like every wine that we've produced. That would just be impossible because we are producing wines for different palates. So how do I help them develop taste? I would say that we help them in that we allow them to experiment.